Hey, what's going on, traders? So I wanted to go ahead and jump through the pairs, see what we got going for today, Thursday. Still not really loving USD JPY because I don't really know what's going to happen here. It's bouncing off of it, came down, as you see, went sideways, bounced up. I guess I would expect it to bounce down, but I don't know if I actually want to take it. We'll see. I'll just kind of watch it today. If I do get into this, it'll probably be tomorrow. That's what it looks like. It's already 11, so we got, what is that, 5 hours to kind of see what's going to happen for tomorrow. I'll play off of tomorrow's pivot most likely. Yeah, just keep an eye on that one. USD, CHF, I really like this entry. This is a live entry. I went ahead and pointed that out earlier for myself before recording this. So that's going to be the play. I'm going to take this down to about this level, so it's a 1.9, almost 2, which is fine. Yeah, so we're in that. So that's something to look for if you're following and wanting to piggyback off of these trades. Not the best idea, I'll admit, but it's a real thing. We all have done it before. Understand the setup. That's all I got to say. Understand the setup. Understand the analysis. That's what matters. When you trade, if you win or lose and you don't know how it happened, it doesn't even matter because you can't duplicate it really. You're just playing the lotto. All right, NZD USD. Pointed down on this one after I saw the move down, so now I'm going to look for a pullback entry. Probably look something like this. I'm really loving this brush situation where I kind of guess, and you'll see why in a second. So maybe it'll look something like that. We drop this down, and then my target will be down here somewhere. So okay, something like that. That's what we're going to be looking at. All right. So NZD, JPY. So I'm gonna look for this pullback at 4 o'clock. So I got some time, pullback, and then this is gonna be the pivot. So the white line I'm drawing is where I think the pivot's gonna be based on how the price action was in the previous day. Pretty straightforward. Did the same thing here. I don't know if I wanna predict this one. Again, man, I've kind of touched on this, but I haven't really dug into it for you guys. NZD JPY is the birth of where we saw this crazy drop. So the idea of an NZD drop, you see this kind of tighten price action. So when I say tighten, I think you guys can see what I'm talking about. I hope you do. So you see these two. Let me get rid of that. That wasn't a good drawing. So it kind of went like this. It tightened up from here. So wide, and then tight here, tight here, tight here, tight here. Started narrowing down. And that all led to me saying, all right, I think something's going to happen because these are small bars, small exhaustion bars, and we drop down. Okay? And this drop down was crazy. It was good for 6.38, which is pretty healthy drop for, maybe a couple days of trading here. 2 days, and it dropped like that. Anyway, so that NZD drop is something that I pay attention to nowadays. Where was I going with that? So predicting tomorrow's movement based on today's movement, nah, that doesn't really work. It's a segue. Anyways, I'm going to predict. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. So NZD JPY versus NZD USD. This actually looks like a better pair as far as how it's moving and how blatantly obvious MACD is. It wants to drop. This structure is a double top, and we're coming up off of the opposite side of the pyramid. So this is a pyramid reversal strategy as well. So it came up here and it's going to drop down. I'm going to aim actually a little bit further, probably right in there. That's fine. So that's good for a 4 risk reward ratio. Now, if I go to NZD JPY, I can see the same thing, but this double top isn't as clean. That's all I'm saying. So I said all that shit to tell you that. But this NZD JPY is just not as clean as the NZD USD setup. So I'm getting the same type of exposure, same type of trade. And instead of picking both of them, maybe I just pick one. I pick the one that's the cleanest. And that's kind of another layer. Super interesting. So I wrote this right before I jumped on with you guys, maybe an hour before. Another thing I need to talk about that I haven't been talking about actually is I've actually been looking at my charts a lot more than I used to. Before I actually was trying to pick live entries and actually have trades that count versus, hey, let me go look back and see where my strategy would have applied. So I've been looking at my charts maybe 3 times a day, once early in the morning when I'm up, again whenever I'm making a video like right now, and then once more at night typically. I don't want to condone that lifestyle of just, living in front of your computer screen or whatever. That's not really the goal. But yeah, to be honest, in order to be ready and catch the moves, you're going to be either setting good alerts. So that means you need to get the pro subscription on your charting, or you're going to need to just be ready and be watching, Anyways, so check this out. I actually picked this perfectly. These are the pivot lines I mentioned. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to yesterday's video that says USD NZD and find this, and you'll see that I had mentioned that I think it's going to be inherently better than 1-to-1, and that the pivot's going to be around right here. I drew this white line where I thought it was going to be. I was pretty damn close, almost spot on. And it's crazy once you start to realize and understand how these indicators work, how the analysis works, what you can expect. So the only reason I didn't actually get in right here is because we didn't have a strong enough pullback like I wanted. So I needed it to come up and pull back, and then that 50 be slightly over, and I actually would have triggered here and then down, right? That's the play. But I was right. I was right on direction. I was right on the pivot line. It just didn't pull back. I can't control that part of the game as much. I hope you guys realize that and understand where I'm coming from with that. Take the slider down. That means this is a different pitch that I'm learning to hit, and I could have definitely taken this down and made a lot off of that trade. All right, I'm gonna go to another video for this next GBP pairs. Peace.